Okay, I think we can start. I see a good number of attendance now. Well, very good morning to you all. Thank you for joining today's session. My name is Saka. I probably met some of you during the launch of the internship program back in December 2022. So if that's the case, welcome again. If not, I hope we meet in person for the new people and we collaborate further. So I hope you had a nice Eid break. I hope all of you have your coffees beside you. I know I have. So that's good to have meetings with finally having coffee back after Ramadan. So this session, I think as communicated, is going to be in English, but my presentation, I included some subtitles in Arabic, and I hope that helps. If you have any questions during the session, just please write them down in the Q&A. Immediately write them down. You don't have to wait at the end. But by the end of this session, I will review the questions and start addressing them. So if you have any questions, just write them down immediately during the presentation, and I will look at them at the end and hopefully address them. Yeah. So before we start, the question is why this session? What's the main objective of this session? And so the main objective of this session is hopefully to get you as employers to register and be part of the Ras Al Khaimah internship program and the internship portal that we developed, the Al-Qasimi Foundation. And not only register as employers, but we want you to submit your internship opportunities in the portal. And the reason why is probably you are aware, like now in universities and colleges, it is now mandatory to have internships for students before they graduate. Beside also having mandatory internships, a lot of people are looking for internships to build their career, to gain some practical knowledge. We have around 300 students registered in the portal now. The challenge that we're facing now is that we don't have enough internship opportunities to match the needs of the students. So the main objective out of this session, hopefully I'll try to convince you to be part of the portal, and hopefully we see also an open opportunities from your side that students can benefit from. I think, yeah, so I think I can start now. Let me start. Let me just share my presentation. All right, so welcome again. In this presentation, I'll be covering three main points. I'll try to make it short and simple, so nothing complicated, and hopefully we're going to finish even before an hour, and will be a very informative session. First thing, I'm going to give you an update about what happened in 2022. So we launched, as I mentioned, we launched the program in 2022. I'm going to give you a brief about that and the purpose of why we launched it. And then also I'll give you the future plan going forward in 2023 and going forward. Is the why and how. So why the plan moving forward and how to implement the plan. The third thing, I'm gonna give you a walk through the portal. So the portal is actually, so it's a website. So after we finish this presentation, I'm gonna give you a walk through the actual portal and show you how you can benefit from it, you can use it, and the different functions and features that it has. So the launch of the internship, Ras Al Khaimah internship program happened in December 6, 2022. We had, I don't know, probably around 150, probably 120, 150 individuals and professionals from different employers all around the UAE. We hosted a panel discussion about the importance of internship. We have keynote speakers from Fly Emirates, higher colleges of technology, and St. Joseph University. And then there was a presentation about the internship program itself and the official Ras Al Khaimah internship portal, so which is kind of similar to this presentation, but I just added some stuff going forward. Let me just leave you with this video. It's a quick video, 1-minute video, just just a summary about the launch of the internship. So that was a summary just about the launch of the program in December 2022. After the successful launch of the internship, thankfully we have employers registered in the portal until now. I'll just walk you through like quickly about the employers that we have at the internship portal now. We have the public prosecution, IDO, Jilfar, Rak Hospitality, Shokolala, and Pieco. We have Stephen Rock, Logos Hope, the chef that was here in Ras Al Khaimah recently, Rak Finance Department, Rak Chamber of Commerce. We have the Swedish Specialized Center for Special Needs, Rak Ceramics University of Bolton, Essentia, Alhambra, the Ritz-Carlton, Rak Bank, Zaid University, Rakiz Hilton, Rak Medical University. We have McDonald's, KWC, Waldorf Astoria, and finally Bath Spa University. If you're on this list, thank you so much. If you're not, we hope to see you here. And that's the main goal of the session. So thank you for being part of the internship program. So what's the purpose of the RAK internship program? The reason why we launched it is, first thing is to have a centralized internship portal, where the main goal is we want to connect students with and internship seekers with employers. So instead of just students maybe like randomly looking for opportunities, we want to have like a centralized platform for the internships. And by the way, although its name is Ras Al Khaimah Internship Program, it's not limited to Ras Al Khaimah. So employers all over the UAE can register in the portal. And students, while mostly you'll find students from Ras Al Khaimah, but also you might find students from other emirates. So the name is Ras Al Khaimah because it's like under the government of Ras Al Khaimah, but it's not limited to only employers in Ras Al Khaimah. Second thing is to prepare the students for the job market, and that's as early as cycle 10. So we are allowing any opportunity, which is up to you as employers, to target students from cycle 10, 11, 12 as school students, and then up to college students who are still studying, and also recent graduates, and then anyone who is seeking opportunity, internships. The idea is just to have students like really equipped with practical skills from as early as grade 10. So if someone has practical skills and knowledge from cycle 10, 11, 12, then college, and then after graduation, they are very strong candidates who are ready for the job market. And that's actually the main goal of why we launched the internship program. So in summary, it's gaining practical experience, gaining knowledge, understanding business through internships, and then at the end you have strong candidates. You might have post-internship employment. That's an opportunity. And then the last thing is candidates ready for the job market. So the portal was or is a centralized platform connecting interns and employers in just one platform, which I'll show you at the end of this presentation. So the strategic goal of the RAK internship program is, as mentioned, we want to prepare students for the job market. It results in increasing employability and reducing unemployment, because statistics show, I'm going to show you also statistics from the foundation. Many interns get hired full-time employment after internships. I know I was an intern 6 years ago at the foundation, and I'm still working here. So employment after internships can really happen. So that's the strategic goal of the program. And then the last thing is reducing training needs. And what I mean by that is when you have employees, new employees who have practical experience as early as cycle 10 up to college and then graduation, you don't have to train them as much as just a fresh graduate with no experience. So if you have someone who probably had internships in, let's say, reception, as a receptionist or a call center customer service, and then you hire them, you don't have to train them as much as someone who is a fresh graduate with no experience. So the ultimate goal is that you reduce your training needs as an organization. And then at the end, you have the right candidate for the right position. So the benefits of internships to employer, the question is, why should I offer internships? As an employer, why should I offer? There are many things. One of them is talent acquisition. So supporting the previous point is that you get to know the interns, you get the opportunity to know whether you want to hire them or not before. It's kind of like testing the practical experience and testing their knowledge before you hire them. So that's one thing. Yes, so potential of hiring full-time, you have increased productivity, because if you have a program, if you have a project, and you get interns, definitely you'll increase productivity. And I'll show you later, like interns are really useful for like short-term. If you have something, if you have a program or project you're working on, they definitely can add some value to your programs. You have improved retention rates for employees, which I'll show you at the end. Some statistics from the foundation. We have employees who have been hired 5, 6 years ago, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, and they are still working here. So it's it definitely improves the retention rates. You have allowing experience and knowledge opportunities. As I mentioned at the beginning, students are really looking for some internships, and it's you here just allowing that, open and enabling the space for them to get that experience. And at the end, it's giving back to the community. So as an employer, when you provide internships, it's kind of giving back to the community, because you can help students. So it's kind of like also helping them, and also in exchange you get support. So why should I use the portal instead of my own website? And the answer is you can still use your website. So if you have any platform that you're using, please do continue. I'm sure all of you have great websites. It's just that the portal is like a centralized internship portal for us in Kenya. It's going to allow you to promote your organization more, so you'll be more probably visible to interns. Faster reach out to talented interns, because now we are pushing or asking students to register in the portal as a centralized portal. So by you being there, you can reach out faster to talented interns, enabling interns to find you, similar to the previous point, and then tracking progress of internships internally. Because when you have a systematic portal, you can track how many interns you had, and it's all recorded in the portal in your account, which I will show you at the end. The categories of internships that we are targeting, but again, it's up to you as an employer to decide. So you have from schools to employers. As I mentioned, we have from cycle 10, 11, 12. We have from college to employers, anyone who is still studying at the moment. You have employers to employers, and what we mean by that is what we want to also. We are allowing internships from one employer to another employer, and the meaning is you can request an intern who is currently working in another entity, and so that intern would still be employed by another employer, but they come to you for a short-term internship. It's kind of like on-job training. So that's also a category available. And then the last thing is community employers, which is anyone who's seeking internships from. So the feature of the RAC internship program portal, is you get to register your company, you get to advertise your internships, you get to select and hire interns by type, you get to hire interns full time if that's the case. You get evaluation from interns. So at the end, interns can write their feedback about, which is private to you, but they can give some feedback and evaluation how their internship was with you. So you get like a chance to improve also your operations if that's the case. And then the last thing is explore partners opportunities, because you will be able to see what other employers posted maybe. So maybe you have some employees from your organization that you want to send to another organization. Some statistics here from the Al-Qasimi Foundation. I just gathered some statistics from 10 years. So from 2012 to 2022, we had, as you can see, we had 6 interns 2012. Even during COVID, like 2020, we had 3 interns working remotely. 2021 also, so we never stopped even during COVID. And then you can see the hired full-time after internship. You can see how many interns we hired. So out of 6 in 2012, 2 were hired and 2 are still working until now. So that's what I mentioned about the retention rate is we also hire, even though we hire, but some of them are still working at the moment. And by the way, we are a small organization. Like currently we're around 50 employees, and back like 5-6 years ago, we were around maybe 30. So these numbers could be even much, much higher in like bigger organizations like yours. So in summary, we had 7 interns per year, and then a total of 80 interns in 10 years. In terms of the full-time from internships, we had 13 full-time hires. So that's an average of 1 full-time hire per year. 62 are still working at the moment in 2023, and the remaining 38 served at least 3 years. So these are numbers from the Al-Qasimi Foundation I wanted to share. The last part before we go to the portal, I think I just want to give you some frequently asked questions about internships, and I hope they are helpful. The first thing is, let me adjust my screen. So how do I really know if I need interns? And the answer is you can always have interns. They are an extra hand. So you might know, because you have annual KPIs. You know that you have a project coming. You know that you have a program coming. So you can always use someone to help you, and that could be from arranging physical files up to probably writing and like supporting with research. So it could be anything. So you can always have interns. The question it's not a matter of do I really need or not. You just have to determine what's coming like along the year, and then you can decide whether you need interns or not. And the answer is always yes. Like you really need someone to help you in a short-term project. Second is, should internships be paid? No, the answer is no, but we really encourage employers if they can provide some incentives. We at the Al-Qasimi Foundation, we do offer, and it's really useful for interns. They use it for transportation, food. So although there is no obligation, we really encourage employers if they can allocate some incentives for interns. Am I obligated to hire interns as full-time employees? No, there is no obligation at all. So think of it as an unofficial probation period. So if you like the intern in 1 or 2 or 3 months, you might offer them something. But if you end up not liking them, you don't have to. So there is no obligation. If that happens, amazing. That's a bonus. That's an advantage. But there is no obligation. Can I hire more than one intern? Definitely yes, but just you need to keep in mind not to overload a specific supervisor that you have. You may want to distribute interns among other, like more than one supervisor, not to overload them because they are already overloaded. Probably they are managing their employees, so just keep in mind that you don't want to overload them. How do I ensure interns compliance with my organization's policies and procedures? And the answer is a contract. And please have a contract. Like it's similar to an employment contract, is where you list down all the terms and conditions that you want them to adhere to. And that could be from attendance to using equipment to office hours to anything. So that's how you ensure compliance. What are the costs associated with internships? I can only say like there are no costs except like because you're not offering any visa, you're not giving any salaries, no benefits, unless you choose to advertise to have a paid advertisement. That's up to you, and if you choose to also pay them, but I can say like I think it's almost like there is no cost associated with having an internship. So and that's probably like a good part if you're down on human capital, but you need someone in you probably uh, don't have the enough budget at the moment or something, you can hire interns. Last question, I think, so I don't know how to start or run an internship program. What are the steps I need to keep in mind? So this question, if you don't have an internship program in your organization and you want to start, and so my answer is very, very simple. It's very similar to an employment process. It's very similar, just excluding any salaries, visas, pension, leaves, etc. So to summarize the point, so first thing is just treat it as an employment process, really. So you get the needs, the training needs internally from mostly from managers or head of departments. You get the training needs. You write an internship description. What do you want the interns to work on? What do you want from them? What is their background? And then you advertise the opportunity. It could be anywhere. Our portal, it could be LinkedIn, similar to unemployment. You shortlist and interview candidates. And maybe the interview maybe it shouldn't be as intense as an employment interview, but please have interviews for candidates, even for interns. It's important just to screen whether they fit the position or not. Provide an internship program, as I mentioned, just keep it clear. And the internship program is really similar to an internship contract is really similar to an employment contract. You just remove any pension for Emiratis or end of service, or visas, or leaves, or compensation, and you add whatever you want to add. So it's really similar in terms of the content. You just tweak it to make it more internship friendly. Definitely you provide space, equipment, and you give them short-term objectives. And please have short-term objectives, because I heard from students like they had internships in some organizations and they did not do anything. They did not learn anything. They just sit there. So we're trying to avoid that. We really, really want to give them something to learn. So it's good to have short-term objectives. From day one, you're going to say, okay, in 3 months, this is what you're going to work on, and this is what I needed to do. So it's good to have the short-term objectives, and at the end we have the exit interview, which is really important because they give you feedback on things that you could improve. And in many cases, they might notice something that you did not notice. So get that interview. So it's as you can see, it's really similar to an employment process. It just tweaking it in some areas just to fit an internship. I think that's the end of my presentation. I'm going to show you now the portal. But before that, let me review some. Can you please share? Yeah, definitely we'll share the presentation. By the way, this session is recorded and it's going to be available on the internship portal of the website. But yeah, we can share the presentation definitely. How many organizations, companies have offered you? Okay, at present, how many organizations or companies have offered you internships in which areas? These are RAC organizations or also other Emirates. That's the so thank you for your question. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, the main challenge is we want more employers to join, and we want more opportunities also to be there. So far, I mean, we had some opportunities from, I think, Stephen Rock offered some. The ID or the investment development office in Ras Al Khaimah offered, McDonald's, Logos Hope. So we have either in Ras Al Khaimah or I think McDonald's was in Sharjah. So we had some internships from the beginning of the launch of the internship program until now, which is amazing, and thank you so much. But what we want to do is we want to increase that. And I think I showed the slide at the beginning on how many employers have registered. We have, I think, around 40 employers maybe, which is very much appreciated. And we want to expand that. So let me stop my presentation now and I'll share the portal now. So this is the official Ras Al Khaimah internship portal. I'll walk you through the features and the registration process, the features and what you can do in your account. So the first thing you want to do is you will go to, let me just log out. I'm logged in as a test account just to give you an idea, but this is the live portal. So the first thing you want to do is you go to employer login, and if you haven't registered, you just register your company. Put your email and password, and that's it. After you register, you have to wait for us to approve the registration, because in many cases we just have random registrations that are not associated with companies. So we just want to verify, and we do that by the domain of the email. So once you register, and then you'll get a notification that your registration has been approved. Once that happens, you go to the sign in and you sign in again with the username and password. So this is just a testing account that I created just to give you an idea here. So this is your dashboard. So the first thing you want to do when you register, keep in mind that your profile will be empty. There is no information. You just register. So the first thing you want to do is go to profile here. And what you do in profile, you just add things like your logo, you add email, website, company size, establishment date, the sector. You add about your company, information like maybe employees, you can add social network, and then you can add your location here. Phone number and stuff and contact. And then you save your profile. That's the first thing you want to do after your registration is accepted, because your profile will be just empty, just a name. So after you complete your profile, when you go to, so my internship is whatever internships you posted. This is going to be empty when you register, of course. So the next thing you can do is, or you need to do is submit an internship. That's the most important feature. So when you submit an internship here, and then you add things like the internship title. This is an example, just research intern, the research graduate. You add the description, and you can make it as precise as you want. You can write anything. It's like just, when you post something on LinkedIn, you can just write whatever you want. You can say, um, here you just add something like about the background needed, the duration of the internship. You can say the objectives they're going to work on, what kind of project. Just add as much details as possible here. This is like the job description, similar to the job description. So you need them to know as much as possible what this opportunity is about. The type, so here you can target, you need like employee internship, you want college students, you want secondary students. You can choose more than one also. You're open to anyone, so you can add that also. You add the sector, you add the gender, you add the maybe the required skills, keywords, the stipend, if you're given any stipend here, you can add it. Experience needed, want a fresh graduate, want college students, want 1, 2, 3, 4, more than 4 years. The career level, if you're targeting an employee, maybe, so you want to have like an executive or manager, or you're just a student, or so it's just like straightforward information. Here you put the deadline of the internship, you put the address, the emirate, and then you put the location, right? And then you save and review. Now, keep in mind, again, when you submit an opportunity, it again goes to approval. It's going to be pending approval. Because again, we need to verify that all the information is correct and nothing is missing. So once we approve that, you get a notification that your internship has been approved and now it is live. So I just submitted here. I already did that. I'll show you an example. So I posted this opportunity, which is just a testing, just to show you, right? So this is it. It's going to look like this. An intern with background in research is needed for 3 months starting from July. This opportunity is for recent graduates only. So I just made it really, really clear. And then I added here the things they're going to work on. Really clear, like what are the things you're going to be working on. And here I added, we're going to give you 2,000 per month. I need college student with bachelor degree. So I made it really, really clear here. And then the website here and the email, and that's it. So students then get to see that and they get to apply. Now, what happens after they apply? So if you go to the dashboard, now, first thing you do is your dashboard is going to show you the internships that you have and how many applications they have. Just for testing purposes, I applied for this, and I'm going to show you how you can review that. You go to applicants. So you can see here that someone applied, right? Someone applied for and it says pending for your review. And what you can do is you can either just visit their profiles, which tells you about the candidate. Of course, they must have completed their profile. So that's how you review them. So about the candidate, the number, the email, and any other information that you need. Second thing, you can download their CVs. So, and this is how it comes. So this is the CV of the candidate. And then if you go back, so let's say, so you have many options here. The first one is create a meeting. Maybe you want to meet them before, or it's like the screening process. So before you decide, you can create a meeting and say, okay, this time, duration, 30 minutes, and any message. So they get a notification and then they accept it. So that's how it's done. And then again, after that, you can either approve the application or reject it or just remove it. And if you approve it, so the idea is, even though if you just downloaded the CV and called the candidate and accepted them by phone, let's say, we really want you to accept them here because that's how you keep track and that's how we keep track. So we want to know how, because we can at the end review the data on how many interns were hired through the portal and just keep track of how many interns were hired by employers. So this is how the process really is. There's one more option that you can do is, so someone, let's say you didn't have enough candidates, or you didn't like the candidates that applied to your position. You can go to the candidate database here. And so these are actual candidates in the portal. They are not just dummy data. And let's say you find, you can make it like specific here. Let's say you want to have, if you need someone in accounting, let's say, and so it shows you the candidates with accounting background. If you go to this candidate, so keep in mind, this candidate did not apply, but just went to the candidate database. You can, this is an actual candidate right away. So you can review their profile. Location is here. This is the education, work experience, and then there's also a video about this candidate, so it's amazing. And then, so if you like them, you can invite them. So what invite does is this candidate gets a notification that Al-Qasim Foundation or ex-employers are really interested in your profile. Please review what we have and let us know if you're interested. So this is what the invite button does here. So you either target them or they apply. That's the purpose. One more thing, I think some candidates might send you a message just if they have a question. So here, hi, I saw the internship you posted. Does it end with employment? And then you can just answer yes, it does, or it doesn't. And here you can show all the messages like a chat box. I think. Yeah, I think that's it. These are the main functions. Here we have, I can show you the employers list. This is how it shows. So if you have an open internship, it will show here as 1. If you don't have, it's going to be 0, but your profile is here. If you go to Raki's, this is how the profile is shown. About the organization, the logo, a video, and website and other information, as much as you put. And then in terms of if you have an open opportunity, if you go to a Al-Qasim Foundation, this is how it shows. You get about the company. If you go down, you'll find the open opportunities here. So this is how it's visible to candidates. Now, if you go to internships, this is how candidates review internships. So you have here, this is the one I just created for testing. Here we have an actual internship opportunity by the IDO, HR trainee, not the trainee, and then this is ours here. Other than that, we can just keep it open, submit your CV, and they can notify you. So even though if you don't have an open opportunity, they can submit their CVs, and then you get a notification saying X candidate is interested. Please review the profile. So I think that's mostly it. I think stop sharing. Yeah, that was my presentation. I think let's see if we have any questions. We need the same webinar in Arabic, absolutely. We will have one, inshallah. Just wanted to clarify. I just wanted to clarify if there's any government protocol or policy that we need to follow before accepting interns for restaurant environment, which they will experience. In terms of, I think, the legal side, what we do at the foundation, we get NOCs, no objection letters from students, and that's mostly from their parents, I think. So it's mostly all your organization, their sponsors. So it's an NOC from the sponsor. And if they're Emirati, you can just get an NOC from the parents. That's really, really important. Other than that, everything you just keep it in the contract. Just make it clear in the contract. Say. So if you have any specific safety compliance, keep it in the contract, make it very, very clear that you need to comply to those safety measures. And the contract is the safe key for these kind of, I think, legal compliances. I think that's it. So don't have any more questions. Thank you so much. Hopefully after the session, we want to see you registered if you haven't already. If you have, also please submit open opportunities, because we have a lot of students who are eager to get internships, to get that practical experience. And the portal itself is not functional unless it's only functional by you. So it's with employers registered and the opportunities it has. So thank you so much. If anyone missed this, you can share it later. It's going to be posted on the RAC internship portal and I think YouTube. But other than that, thank you so much for joining. I hope this was informative for you. Thank you and bye.